what if just one character, one, not a group of investigators, just one investigator, were thrown into a hellhole of cosmic horror? That is exactly what Lovecraftesque 2nd edition does. But this time, Black Armada has done something really different that has got me absolutely besotted with this game. But is Lovecraftesque 2nd edition going to be worth the amount of money that you have to pay to get your hands on it? I'm about to show you. Welcome to the GMS Magazine RPG review videos. Black Armada was very kind to send me a copy of Lovecraftesque. Unfortunately, somebody in transit decided that they were going to quite literally chew on the game box or stomp on it because it has extensive damage to the lid and the bottom of the box. Why am I showing you this? Because that, my friends, has had absolutely zero impact on how the components inside the box have arrived, which is like saying that, damn, that box is good, very, very good. So Lovecraftesque 2nd edition has gone beyond the book format and it is actually giving us something completely different, a lot more sophisticated and very, very interesting. So we are going to take a look at absolutely every single component in here, and I'm going to display the whole thing for you so you know what you can expect as and when you get this game. So the box is, it's a square box, it's not particularly big, but inside is full of many things. So we get, firstly, the rules. I had to read the rules a couple of times to understand exactly how this game is going to work. Lovecraftesque is a very narrative game in which all the players are going to take turn to create the element of the story, find the clues, figuring out slowly but surely what is going on, and take turns to actually run the character who is, unleashing everything around them. So the rules are very small booklet. We have 40 something pages of rules, and the only thing that I would advise some caution with is read it more than once, because the way that this game plays is so different from other role-playing games that really getting to grips with it properly is going to be very important. We get a book of extras by Josh and Becky Henningsen. What does it come with? For example, a solo play or a 2-player play. This is meant to be 3 to 5 players, give or take. Solo play and 2 players is actually a massive, massive improvement. It comes with a few more scenarios. I will talk about them in just a minute, and an example of play, which is very well worth having. Also, big, massive notebook. Look, like where you can write your conclusions, the bang list, things that you do not want to see during the game. This is very important because when a game is so open to improvisation on the part of the players, anything can happen, and it is very important to know, I don't want to see that kind of violence, I don't want to see this kind of actions. Let's make sure that this is only seen briefly, and we don't go into graphic detail about so and so, just to make sure that everybody is comfortable around the table. We get another booklet with the setting and the locations that we're going to be visiting, and the main character. This, my friends, is the character sheet, and another one with the clues that we're going to be unveiling as we play the game. It comes with a board. Assuming I can take it out, and I love that. I really love that. What is this board for? Well, it's going to tell us in what act we are. The game is kind of divided in 3 different acts, and we're going to be unveiling little by little, and there are rules for that, how the supernatural is getting into our world. This is not a kind of Ghostbusters sort of scenario where you know that the supernatural exists. No, we're going to go little by little. So in the first scenario, we're going to see some, signs of portents, but we're going to be able to explain them all fairly easily, and kind of dismiss them. Second act, that becomes harder, and then as the act goes on and on and on, we just realize that the world is a lot bigger than we thought, and eventually we're going to go into the final horror. We're going to describe and find out what it is. We're going to have our epilogue, and we're going to get our conclusions that we could use, should we choose to create new adventures in the future. One thing I would like you to take a look at is inside there is an insert. Now the insert is beautifully done, and it comes with the codex and scenarios all embedded in them, and 3 expansions that are optional but really good to have, and I will take a look at them in a second. We get an extra set of cards in here for mysteries that are blank, so you can basically create your own mysteries and clues if you want to. A couple of cheats, which we're going to be using to mark where we are within the story arc. Some pencils. A torch, but not just any torch. This is an ultraviolet torch, which I don't know exactly how it's going to be used, but I think it's super duper cool. And then we get 2 decks of cards. You can see here how core rules, core deck scenarios have been also embossed in the insert, which I think is very, very nice indeed. So what are these cards for? Let me open them, assuming I can do this easily, which I don't think I'm going to be able to do easily, so you're going to have to bear with me as I find a place to put my fingernail in and try to get them open in the most elegant and gracious possible way, which, as you may know, doesn't always work. So we get mystery cards, character, locations, more mysteries. I don't want to reveal many of them because you're meant to be taking them out in order, so that would be spoiling, but let's take a look at one of them. Mystery. Here you are. Blood in the Deep. It gives us a clue, every single one of them, and then we're going to be revealing more and more cards as we go along. The way that the game works is that the players around the table are going to take on different roles to intervene within the story. So somebody will be deciding the character is going to do so and so and so, so I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. And then somebody say, whilst you're there, you managed to find this clue that it's hidden in this place or another, but in order to get there, you need to give up on some of your belongings because it's so high up and you have to climb. And the story gets going and going and going. Let me open the other deck. So the story card, for instance, this is number 15. Share your conclusions. Share your conclusions with each other and think about how the story may have ended if you've got time, and if one or more players want to share their conclusion in this way, you can instead play through an alternate version of the final horror using a different narrator. We get a good number of story cards. We get some rule cards, roll cards, more mystery cards, and more locations and character. So you can see we are not going to be running short of things to be doing in this game, which is very good. And again, I really don't want to show too many things because I don't want to, you know, mess things up. But as you can see, every card is going to give you an idea as to how the game is meant to be continuing. Once you have drawn a number of cards and you have found a number of clues, then you go to Act 2. When you've done the same, go to Act 3 where things develop. You can make it longer or shorter depending how much time you want or have to play, and at the end you decide how the story and the adventure finishes. There are 3 expansions. We get Waves of Darkness, Echoes of the Past, and Citadel of Shadows, which are scenario packs. Let's open Waves of Darkness, because why not? And let's see what they have inside. As you can see, I haven't really looked at all of these things, because if I did, then where would it be the element of fun, surprise, and amazement? I don't know. Why do I have this face on my face now? Because now I have to open this. Never mind. So we get a little pamphlet with some explanations as to what this is going to be all about, and once I manage to open this, and yes, I know that I have a Stanley knife somewhere nearby, but that would make it a lot easier, and I am not in the mood to make it a lot easier. I want you to see this. Well, I haven't really struggled with this one, so you're not seeing me anything. Anyway, we get more mystery cards, more character cards, location, more mystery, more location for the scenario, and we can put them here. So we get Waves of Darkness. So we can divide them and place them in the insert. Mystery, location, character, location. And we can put them there as we go along. More mystery, more location. Oops. Location. Oh. And last but not least, John. I think that is lovely to see how things can be put in the right place, making sure that you're not missing anything, and you can keep all the 3 expansions in here. Seriously, I have enjoyed reading Lovecraftesque a lot. Talking a little bit more seriously, I have enjoyed very, very much. It does need a change in paradigm as to how you play role-playing games, because it's just one character shared among everybody else. So we all have to be thinking about what the character is going to be, because the way that I play it, next players should be able to play kind of similarly, and if not, to justify the reasoning behind the change in character. How are we going to cooperate to create the clues, to implement them, the locations, who's going to be describing them? I'm thinking that the roles are going to be changing as the game progresses. Personally, I absolutely love that. That combined and cooperative exercise in storytelling and world building, rather than just adventuring, which is what we are used to seeing with multiplayer character, or say multi-character games, it really makes you think differently. And I love that. I really, really do. So if you want a completely different experience around the table, if you want an engine that will allow you to create the story rather than just relive it as the designer wrote them, this may be exactly what you're looking for. And it looks so cool. if you have already played this, I would love to hear what you have to say and what advice you have to people who've never played games like this before. So thank you very much indeed for being there. It is truly appreciated. And until the next time, I will talk to you very, very soon. Take care.